Whoa. Okay guys, welcome back to another episode of TBTC Adventure. I'm back out in the Peak District today, and I'm going to be doing a river walk. So we're going all the way up one side of the river, and then we're going to cross over and come back down the other side. And what I'll do is I'll put the virtualization on now so you can see the route details, and we'll go from there. So we're going to walk over this hill currently, and we're going to head down towards the River Dove. We're then going to walk along the River Dove, and we should come across some stepping stones. We then continue up the river, where we're going to explore a cave that should be in there. From there we're going to continue along the river, cross over on the bridge, we go up through the trees, and then we're going to start walking back along the ridge, through the trees slightly, back down across the fields, and back to where we started. Okay, so that's the plan for today, guys. As you can see, the weather's fantastic, the views are amazing, and yeah, we're good to go. Let's do this. So guys, I've never really been in this area of the Peak District before, to be honest. And so normally what I do is, before I do any kind of turning back the clock adventures, I tend to do a little bit of research, get some photos, and try and work out what's going to be the best looking trail on camera, obviously to try and make the most interesting content for you guys. But today I haven't really done that. I essentially almost dropped a pin on a map and then looked for trails within this area, and this one came up, so I don't really know what to expect. But to start with, we're heading in this direction over there, and I'm assuming this is the valley with the river in it, and at the minute it's looking fantastic, so it should be a really good day. I think I've been going for about 20 minutes, guys, and it's absolutely fantastic. The only issue is there's quite a lot of flies about, so they're doing my head in at the minute. But yeah, it's going okay. We're heading down this path here, and it's quite bumpy. And as I say, I'll as I normally do, I'll put the route details in the description. So if you guys want to try this trail out, I'll put a link to the route in Komoot. And I'll see if I can find the same one in all trails as well, so you've got a couple of options there. But yeah, it's going okay so far. Okay guys, so we've made it to the river, and I believe we go up this side for probably about 20 minutes or so, and then we cross over, carry on going, we turn around at the top, and then we come back down. So yeah, should be good. So I have these little video bites, guys, that a lot of the time you don't actually get to see, where I'm talking away and then I see something. So I'll zoom in on it, or I'll pan round a really good view. But not like the bits where I'm talking and I kind of cut myself off, that always gets left out. Yeah, I've had quite a lot of them today, just because This is absolutely fantastic. It's an amazing place to be. It's so quiet. The river's absolutely perfect. It's stunning. So I feel like Leah's going to be really annoyed with me for not bringing her on this one. But I'll have to head back down this way again and bring her along. Probably not on the channel, but yeah, absolutely fantastic place to be. It's pretty cool. So as I say, to be honest, I was surprised when we come across those, because I have seen them a few times on social media and Instagram and stuff like that, and I didn't actually know they were on this section of this river. So yeah, nice little surprise. So just check the map, guys, and there does appear to be a small cave a little bit further along the river. Now, I don't imagine it's anything like Thor's cave that we did probably about 6 months ago, but I'm hoping it's a little bit better than the cave we found on the Robin Hood Stride adventure, which essentially was just a small hollow in a rock with a fence around it. So yeah, I'm interested to see what this cave's like. So here's me thinking that this would be a fairly nice and flat route today, and I appear to have come across a massive staircase, but that's okay. It's a nice little viewing point at the top of that rock. What I can hear, I don't know if it'll come out on the camera, is I can hear buzzards. I can't see them at the minute though. But yeah, there's quite a few around here. Unfortunately, what I'd say is they're normally too far away to catch on this particular camera. But what I am hoping to do is, in the coming months, is invest in a really good DLSR camera with a zoom lens. So I should, in theory, be able to zoom in from quite far away on some of these sort of animals that I come across on these hikes, and give you some really good footage on those. I'm going back down the other side of those steps now, and as I say, I think there is a cave coming up, but I'm not sure. So the path breaks away there, guys, and I believe the cave is just up this hill, so let's go and find out. Hopefully it's not too steep. Spoke too soon, it was quite rocky. Oh wow, this is where we're going, guys. It's fantastic. go for it. Looks like it's going to be a pain to get back down. Just having a little rest, guys. It's hard work, this is. I don't know if you can see just above me. There's climbing anchors, so it is quite a used area. A little bit more difficult to get into than Thor's Cave anyway. I wouldn't suggest, guys, if you're walking by yourself, I wouldn't suggest coming up here, because if you slip by yourself, there's a lot of rocks and stuff you can hurt yourself on. You end up hurt. No one might be about for a few hours. I've seen one other person this morning and I've been walking for an hour and a half. So yeah, I mean, I imagine it gets quite busy a bit later in the day, but if you are planning on coming up here, I would probably suggest not doing it by yourself. In my instance, I am actually wearing a tracker, so people can actually track me if I do get lost, believe it or not. Cool. So, made up to the cave. All the way up there. There we go. I'm not entirely sure it was worth the effort. It does appear well used though. I think what I am going to do is, now I've got all the way up here, I'm going to navigate my way back down, but I think I'm going to need 2 hands for that. So, as I said last week, should have bought the chest cam. Luckily I did. So I'm going to set that up and then make my way back down. Okay, so now the chest cam's up and rolling. Slightly weird angle on it, but unfortunately I don't want to spend too much time messing around with the camera because I need to carry on with today's adventure. But yeah, so I've got to make a descent on this. I'm probably not going to film it all, but I'll try and film as much as possible. So as I'm coming down this, guys, one thing I would say is if you are trying it, always try and maintain at least 3 points of contact at all times. Obviously 2 feet in one hand, or 2 hands, 1 foot. Wouldn't suggest going on your hands only, but there we go. I think that's the most difficult part done. The only thing I've got to worry about now is the amount of dust that's on the floor. Because just as much as water, when you've got dusty loose ground, you can slip. So just being mindful where to put my feet, just to make sure that I've got a good grip on the floor. It's quite a nice little climb. Okay, now I'm back down on the river and we're going to carry on with the loop. Yeah, I mean that was a really cool little climb, to be honest. As I said before, probably if you're hiking by yourself, you need to be really sure that you're competent to get up and down that. If you're fairly new to sort of hiking and climbing and going outdoors and stuff like that, I wouldn't suggest if you do it by yourself, just in case you do have an accident or something like that, and you don't get found for a while or worse. So yeah, but nonetheless, really cool little part of today's adventure that wasn't expecting. And yeah, we're now pressing on with the rest of the loop. Okay guys, you might see me looking a little bit shocked. I don't know whether it was some really strange acoustics, or whether or not it was something else. So just a little bit past there, and I'll replay it on the camera. I'll replay it on the camera if you if it's on there, if I've caught it. But I went past a little cave, not big, wouldn't even really call it a cave, a hollow. I'd call it a little hollow. One thing that got me though, and as I say, I keep looking over my shoulder because I'm not prepared for that, to be honest, and it's something that I've read about before. But so as I went past, and I'm chatting nonsense now, but as I went past, there was a growl come out of that cave or hollow, a growl, which did not sound like any native animal to the UK. I know obviously there's plenty of animals out here, but yeah, that did not sound like it was native to the UK. And I've seen quite a lot in the tabloids and things, and if you look into the history of the UK implementing the Dangerous Animals Act, there is quite a lot of evidence to suggest that there is a population of wild cats in the UK. And as I say, I'm not really prepared for what that could be in that cave, so I just carried on walking. But if it if it's come out on camera, I'll use this footage. Yeah, I'm just having a little bit of a chat, trying to rationalise in my head what's just happened, because as I say, I mean, I've seen and heard stories before in the tabloids and stuff, but I've never experienced anything myself like that until now, which was pretty scary, to be honest. As I say, it could just be acoustics, however, and I'm really hoping it came out on the camera, and I'll play with the audio and stuff just to try and make it try and get it so you can hear it. But yeah, there was a definite growl. Now it could be something as simple as being near the water, just the acoustics, but to be honest, the water's not running that quickly to create that kind of effect, I don't think. So yeah, pretty strange. Okay, so I know I say this quite a lot, guys, but today I'm absolutely shocked at just how amazingly beautiful this place is. As you can see, you've got the river there and the rocks, and this valley is surrounded by absolutely amazing scenery, and with the river flowing through it as well, it's just fantastic. It's like something out of a storybook, it really is. And I would definitely suggest to try this trail, guys. In it from a technical perspective, excluding what went on at the cave, from a technical perspective, I think it's fairly straightforward. There is another little sort of cavern there. It doesn't look too interesting, and to be honest, I need to try and conserve space on the camera at this point. This, believe it or not, is about the 65th take that I've done today, just because there's been so much to capture. I believe this is our next crossing, so I'm just going to check the map, and if it is, we'll go with that. I think that was the point, guys, where we kind of start to move away from the river, and as I say, I'm expecting to head uphill very shortly, and then essentially we make our way back towards the start point. So yeah, slightly different scenery for this section of the walk, guys. It looks like it's mainly going to be woodland, and I believe this is our turning coming up just here. Whilst it does say steep ascent on that sign, to be honest with you, it's fairly straightforward. It looks okay. I mean, a lot of these signs that you see generally for people doing day trips and stuff, if you're an experienced hiker, guys, I think you'd be absolutely fine on it. It's nothing like the ascent towards the cave earlier, so managed to get to the top. It's a little bit better. I think this winds on through the woodland along the top, which is just there, for I would say probably about 20 minutes. It's difficult to gauge on mileage, to be honest, but one thing I'll say, like, if you're ever hiking through woodland like this, if you keep an eye on the corners of the branches of the trees up here, right, because what you'll find is there is a large population of tawny owls in the UK, and whilst they're nocturnal or semi-nocturnal, they do tend in the daytime to perch themselves next to the trunk of a tree on a branch, and with their feathers and everything being a very similar colour to the trees, they do blend in quite well. But there is a really large population of them in the UK, so they are, in theory, you should see them all the time, but they are that well camouflaged that generally I don't think I've ever seen one in the wild, but it is it's something to keep an eye out for, because they are there somewhere. So as I said at the start of this video, guys, I literally picked an area and dropped a pin, and chose a hike that actually came up on Komoot. But as you can see, obviously we've had the stepping stones, we've had the cave, and then we've got this fantastic woodland area, and that is literally just me picking just a random route on Komoot to come and film a video. So it just goes to show just what the UK's got to offer in relation to these outdoor trails and these outdoor areas. It's fantastic. So one thing I've noticed today, guys, is you can probably see them now on the camera, is the ridiculous amount of flies that just appear to be swarming me today. And before I assumed it was because I was by a river, and that obviously you get a lot of flies and things, and sort of insects by rivers. And originally I thought it was that. However, it's just popped into my head that I went to a wedding last night. Then I was up at 5 o'clock this morning, so I didn't have a shower before I come out. And probably what's attracting these flies is my aftershave that I had on yesterday. So apparently flies like Hugo Boss. So there's a nice little tip for you. Yeah, don't use Hugo Boss before you go hiking. On that note, I just want to say congratulations to Robert and Stacey, whose wedding I was at last night, and also Anthony and Alison, whose wedding I was at the night before. So congratulations to you guys, and yeah, all the best. So I've just felt a little spot of rain, guys, and to be honest, I'm quite pleased. Not normally that pleased if I'm out walking and it starts to rain, because it makes all your kit wet, but however, I am on the kind of return leg now, and after that hill climb, a nice little bit of rain might be quite refreshing. So yeah, and we're coming out of the trees now, and it looks like we're on the hills again. Okay, we're back out on the hills, guys. As you can see, that's the valley we've just walked up along the river. I think if you have a look over here where all these trees sort of go into that recess, I believe that's where the cave was, but I'm not quite sure. I might be able to see that a little bit more as we get over the next hill. It is starting to rain, however, as I said before, it's quite refreshing, and I have got waterproof if it gets a bit too much, but I believe this is kind of the return journey back to the car now, across all the hills. Obviously we've got the sheep back, so and they don't seem bothered by me at all, which is good. As I say, I think I've probably got about half an hour now to get back to where I've parked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up for today. I will keep the camera rolling on the way back, just in case there's anything for you guys to see. So guys, as I say, I'm going to wrap up for today. Thanks for joining me again. I think today's been a really good one. I've really enjoyed this one. As I always say, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, leave a comment in the comments box below, and share me on your social media, and I'll see you again next time on TBTC Adventure.